But yeah, it seems like every time FaZe have started to crawl their way back into it, Cloud9 are just shutting the door every step of the way. And with 1 kill to go, Snakebite's the last player alive. Suspector, who better to just shoot him out of the air mid-thrust? And that's an emphatic way to win game 2.
I don't need an ADS. I just hit my shots no matter what, says Suspector. As we switch gears here, every single match being broadcasted live. Command streams in the chat. If you guys want to catch all the action for now, we take our sights to Optic Gaming versus Proton. Eli and Optic are down 2-1 in the series.
Wow, I've been talking about this Proton roster and how they look to be coming into form as of late in scrims. They're just looking to be hitting a new stride, and Optic, you know, facing a little bit of, I guess, adversity yesterday against Cloud9. There's also just not a lot of time between the last 2 tournaments. Granted, they didn't even compete in the last one, so maybe they're a little bit behind the meta curve here. But
yes.
Either way, I mean, they've got to somehow bring it back and come back against this Proton roster.
Eli, you bring up a great point. You almost forget, Optic got 64th last week via DQ, right? They didn't compete, but what an awful week not to be in the HCS, because it felt like, we talked a lot about it, a meta shift occurred via pace of play. It just feels like if there's a 7th gear on these guys' vehicles, they're at 8, right? And maybe Optic's still at 6 or 7, right? They're still playing pretty fast and coordinated with it, but it just feels like in a matter of 1 week where we've had 4 days of HES competition, things have changed, and you got to keep up. This is Halo and just gaming in general. The meta shifts every day sometimes, and Optic may be a little behind after not competing in last week's tournament.
Thing about this roster, though, is when things are bad, they always find a way to bounce back. They've been looking very strong in general, but also recently in scrims the other day against Sentinels, they did lose 9-6. So, I mean, it's against one of the best up-and-coming teams at the same time. So, I don't know. There's a lot of question marks right now. Game is also just tighter than ever competition-wise. Everybody seems to know how to win, and sometimes it doesn't matter how good you are if the other team is playing their process perfectly.
Wow.
As we see Proton close out round 1. Can they potentially pull the upset? They only need 1 more round of win to send Optic out in top 12. Is that correct?
Yes. This would be for, right? I think
this is for top 8. Yeah.
Wow. No way, dude. When Optic got top 6, I was kind of scratching my head. If you double that up, I'm just gonna probably assume that you're lying, but this is what's happening. And you're like, what a massive win this would be here for this former business roster.
Wow.
Now Proton. I always talk about how seeing is believing. A victory like this in a tournament, granted it's online, sure, but a victory like this could really spur the confidence, especially of a guy like the Last Shot, who's a rookie.
Kill.
He needs to have a little bit of those seeing is believing moments. Manny, Druck, and Tolic, they know what they're capable of. Top 3. But Last Shot doesn't know yet, because you don't know what you don't know, right? He's a rookie. This is his first chance at competition, and what an opportunity this would be. And while I'm speaking up Proton in the Last Shot and his development and growth, Proton are growing on the lead. They take the oddball off the start, and it's 33 and rolling to 0. Now working through a masterful rotation to the C side. And if Tolic is able to just stay alive, play gatekeeper here, it looks like what he's going to do. He could also grab that oddball and take it to the back of C and play it, but for now, it looks like he's just going to try to hold the line. He knows he's going to go down. 3 members previously went down for Proton. Tolic just trying to delay the inevitable, but now Optic have their first control of the match or of the round. And Eli, based on what we've seen so far, the match.
Hunter, what did I say last week about a certain player on this team finally stepping up and feeling like they're themselves? And it's Tolic. Dude, Tolic has been absolutely monstrous as of late. I mean, 20 and 11 in this game so far against Optic. That is not easy to do. Every time we're on his screen, it just looks like the man is on fire. He can't miss a shot right now. And he's been an absolute problem for Optic Gaming. If they're going to win this game and come back in this series, they're going to have to shut down Tolic first. We do see Formal get a double kill in the kill feed. Trippy's going to clean up 1 as well. And this could be the beginning of what Optic needed to come back.
Hey, you're exactly right, Eli. Tolic last week, I recall multiple instances where he's 5 and 16 and 4 and 11, and not that stats are everything, and you don't want to just look into the stats, but there was something to be said about Tolic having that type of a stat sheet. This is a guy that I see in my eyes as a potential top 10 slayer in the HCS. as Formal. He's already established himself as a top 10 all-time Halo player at this point, probably coming back from Call of Duty. Love me some Formal POV as he loses the last bit of that camo. Still has a little bit of shock to work with. G slides out and drops it to the floor.
Here we go. Optic finally looking good. They've got a comfortable setup. Looks like the push is coming in from Proton, but they know about it. Couple of trades going out, but Lucid, if he can finish this kill, should spell some more oddball time, but that's a big trade from last shot. Now that Lucid is no longer alive in A, that means Proton can push through. They have an avenue of attack. They're going to take advantage of it, but this doorway, always so difficult to get through. All these grenades come out. Now that the grenades have been thrown, Proton might decide it's time to go. Optic have less resources to work with. We see a couple kills go down, make that 3 down. It's a clean squad wipe with no members lost to Proton Gaming. Love that process. They saw the door wide open in A, and they did not hesitate to open or to walk through it.
And you know Druck, you can see him ADSing on these potential spawns. He wanted to apply some pressure potentially to the C spawn. Instead, Optic gets the A spawn, and he looks across map. Now he's got someone close in his face. I think that's what Druck prefers as he trades out with Lucid. Formal now making the leap to the bat ledge, looking to clean up. Talik does just that. Last shot with the oddball, probably a little weak after that grenade. He is. Formal takes him down to 1 HP. Now takes on the fight with another member at the long haul. Now the bottom white hall, as Formal's kind of getting involved in everybody's mix here as he ultimately goes down. Dead Zone, though, cleans up. Formal doing enough damage to allow Dead Zone to earn some slays, and that's big. Proton go 3 down, but so too do Optic. So huge for Proton, especially in possession of the oddball, to trade out like that. But Lucid has the shock, and if he goes back to MVP Season 1 type performance, this could spell trouble for Proton, starting off with a headshot.
Lucid has been consistently outstanding ever since this Bandit came out. I mean, I feel like he is just having more fun with the game in general. His Twitter feed might say otherwise, but I would say he's definitely been playing good. And look at this, another headshot. They're now only 5 seconds behind. If they can hold on to the shock rifle and keep Lucid alive, they can absolutely win this round, and this is exactly what they need to come back.
What a difficult headshot to hit, but last shot, and his teammates have the pinch. They're going to dismantle the gold possession, and at 92-90, Dead Zone drops, and this could be it for Proton. They could just steal this round and this series. What a shock this would be. Optic Gaming are your top 12 finishers.
Unbelievable. Is this the lowest we've seen them place in anything? I mean, it's just an online cup, but
in Rocket League, in PUBG Mobile, like I've never seen Optic go top 12.
Unreal stuff. The new blood is here. Everyone is rising up. Titans are falling left and right. Now, maybe that's a bit of a stretch. We'll have to see if that happens on land, but I really do feel a shift in this game right now. There's so many talented teams that are making waves. I mean, we see Shopify win the whole tournament, upsetting the team that everyone said was undoubtedly the best in the world. And is this going to be commonplace now? Are we going to see more upsets?